Richard Nixon, Foreign Policies. Richard Nixon was elected the 37th President of the United States from 1969 to 1974 after previously serving as a U.S. Representative and a U.S. Senator from California. After successfully ending the American fighting in Vietnam and improving international relations with the USSR and China, he became the only president to ever resign the office as a result of the Watergate scandal. Before he resigned, however, he participated in and signed a few foreign policies including SALT I, the ABM Treaty, Project Independence, and Paris Peace Accords. In January 1967, President Lyndon B. Johnson announced that the Soviet Union had begun to construct a limited anti-ballistic missile defense system around Moscow, so he called for strategic arms limitation talks. The development of an ABM system could allow one side to launch a first strike and then prevent the other from retaliating by shooting down incoming missiles. Johnson believed that while abolition of nuclear weapons would be impossible, limiting the development of both offensive and defensive strategic systems would stabilize U.S.-Soviet relations. Leaving office before anything official can happen, Nixon full-heartedly took on the responsibility. So, on November 17, 1969, the formal SALT talks began in Helsinki, Finland. Over the next 2.5 years, the two sides haggled over whether or not each nation should complete their plans for ABMs and verifications of a treaty. Finally, Nixon and Soviet General Secretary Leonid Brezhnev signed the ABM Treaty and Interim SALT agreement on May 26, 1972 in Moscow. For the first time during the Cold War, the United States and Soviet Union had agreed to limit the number of nuclear missiles in their arsenals. It also prevented the deployment of a nationwide battle management system. The treaty required all early warning radars to be sighted on the verge of the country, oriented outward. Next on Nixon's foreign achievements, the Paris Peace Accords of January 27, 1973. An agreement ending the war and restoring peace in Vietnam was formally signed in Paris between the United States, South Vietnam, Viet Cong, and North Vietnam. Due to South Vietnam's unwillingness to recognize the Viet Cong's government, separate documents were made for the North and the South. The settlement included a ceasefire throughout Vietnam. In addition, the United States agreed to withdraw all of U.S. troops and advisors, and the dismantling of U.S. bases within 60 days. In return, the North Vietnamese agreed to release all U.S. and other prisoners of war. Both sides agreed to the withdrawal of all foreign troops from Laos and Cambodia, and the prohibition of bases and troop movements through these countries. Lastly, an International Control Commission would be established made up of Canadians, Hungarians, Poles, and Indonesians, with 1,160 specters, to supervise the agreement. Last, on the list of foreign policies, Richard Nixon announced Project Independence on November 7, 1973, in reaction to the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries, oil embargo, and the resulting 1973 oil crisis. He stated that the goal of Project Independence was to achieve enough energy for the United States by 1980 through a national commitment to energy conservation and development of alternative sources of energy. Nixon declared that American science, technology, and industry could free America from its dependence on imported oil and establish its energy independence. He called for the construction of 1,000 nuclear plants by the year 2000. Some of the important initiatives to emerge from Project Independence included lowering highway speeds to 55 miles per hour, converting oil power plants to coal, and diverting federal funds from highway construction to mass transit. Despite these initiatives, Project Independence failed to prevent the increase in American oil consumption after the 1973-1974 embargo. Its dependence on foreign suppliers rose from 36% to almost 50% in 1979. To sum up, Nixon dabbled in many foreign policies, some even affecting America until recent years.